why is getting interviewed your least favorite thing?
Because I feel like I have like some anxiety, and so that's why it's easier for me to do vlogs that I have like written out, you know, where you're really good off the cuff.
I guess it depends. I mean, if they're asking stuff that I'm familiar with, then yeah. But I mean, I think just saying that I don't know is like not like a skill, but it should be something that more of us are okay with saying. You know, like if somebody asks you something, you're just like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
We should be okay saying that.
I'm not okay saying that. So I get into some
Like,
trouble sometimes trying to answer things that I don't really have a good answer for.
I mean, I think that's what most people do. Like by far, the majority of people do that.
Yeah.
Okay. My question number one,
Okay.
which is now question number two, because that's all going in.
Okay, great.
Is how is YouTube life?
YouTube life for me is great, but stressful at the same time. So working very hard to get videos out as much as I can while people are interested in the YouTube channel, trying to strike while the iron is hot,
Yep.
kind of a thing. But to be able to play poker and make videos about it, I mean, that's a dream come true for me. I probably wouldn't be playing poker if it wasn't for YouTube for a living at this point, you know. So YouTube really like saved my poker career.
You don't think you would have just kept trying to grind it out in the 2.5 into 5.10 streets?
I probably would have, and there's some chance that that's possible, but I don't know that that would have been fulfilling to me at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for me it was like, I don't know what the fuck else to do.
yeah.
And I don't know what like if it wasn't the blogging thing, what it would have been. I don't know, who knows?
Yeah, so I mean, I was playing poker and went broke and like tried to do something else, and it just seemed like poker was the only thing that I ever really like wanted to do and enjoyed doing. And then when I went back to it, it just seemed like, how do I make this life work and, you know, be happy, and what else would I do? And I didn't really have like answers to any of that stuff.
Yeah. So what's like the stressful part of YouTube now? Just making sure that the consistency of uploading is there?
Yeah, I mean, there's been not too much like work-life balance this year. So, you know, I have a girlfriend and she has 2 little girls, and spending time with them is important to me. But it's hard to like, everything's going really well now, and I want to keep that going. And just taking time off is like hard to justify in my head.
Aren't you rich enough to retire now that you've generated all this YouTube income? And if your channel got deleted, you got 3 strikes immediately. They stopped replying to your emails, and you could just retire, couldn't you?
Definitely not rich enough to do that.
Okay.
So,
what do you think about the YouTube poker landscape at the moment? I mean, I know you've said that you don't really watch other people's stuff because you don't want to have it influence your stuff, which I think makes a lot of sense.
well, particularly with you, because you and I were going to the same places all the time.
Yeah.
And so it was more so back at that point where it was like very important to not steal stuff from your vlogs and have what you were doing like influence me, because what happened is we'd go to meetup games, you would put your videos out like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of mine essentially. And so I didn't want to be using like the same clips and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Same jokes, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. But now it's just like I'm playing poker and, you know, making videos, and there's very little time that I'm awake that I'm not doing one of those 2 things. And so when I do have a break and I can just watch stuff on YouTube, it tends to be not poker related at all.
Something you can decompress.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I get that.
Like if you were doing a job, doing anything, right? Like if you were in finance, you wouldn't, and you were working like 10 hours a day, you wouldn't go home and then like watch more finance stuff necessarily.
Yeah, I think everyone needs some sort of escapism in their lives, whether it's like sports or movies or whatever, prank videos, whatever it is.
But as far as like the YouTube landscape goes and poker as a whole, I think it's you know, the best it's ever been and like getting better, except for with the subtraction of Doug Polk not making videos anymore and like Jason Somerville. Those were my two favorite people to watch before, you know, poker vlogs were even a thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you say to someone who asks? I'm sure you get DMs. I get the occasional DM about starting a blog, starting a poker blog.
I think it's great to have, you know, whatever this period. I think it's great for anybody to start like a vlog, whether it's in poker or some other field, just to have like this period of your life documented.
Yeah.
I don't think that like anyone's ever gonna regret it, but it's a ton of work, and you have to have kind of low expectations on things. It's tough to have, you know, thousands of subscribers, and a lot of it does have to do with timing, where you were the first person to do it, and so you immediately had like a ton of subscribers, like right off the bat. And I got in at a good time, like right after you. I think if I started a vlog now, it would take probably, you know, maybe even like 10 times longer to get to the amount of subscribers and views that I have.
Yeah. So you think like, basically you would say, if you're doing it for yourself, for capturing this moment in your life as like a journal or whatever,
Yeah.
then that's great. But keep expectations low in terms of like the numbers and stuff.
Yeah, like whether it be views or whatever monetary goals.
Do you have poker goals at this point in your life?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had like, my poker goals to me are like a lot more important than hitting like any YouTube goals, you know? But I think they're like more far-fetched as well. Whereas,
So you think your poker goals are more important to you than your YouTube goals?
yeah, I think that like I've always wanted, I'd much rather be like the best poker player in the world than the best YouTuber in the world, you know?
Okay.
So like winning a gold bracelet, that's something that I've always wanted. Like I grew up in the moneymaker era, and you know, you'd see tournaments on television.
Sure.
And so like winning some kind of big live MTT, I think there's a lot of validation that comes with that, and like, yeah, that is, you know, important to me. And my poker career would feel like a little bit incomplete if that never happened.
But aren't you, and I ask this since I have the experience, but like, aren't you devoting a lot more time to YouTube thing than crushing poker?
Yeah, but that's, it all kind of, yeah, definitely. So,
So maybe those goals will be like achieved later in life or something? Possibly?
yeah, I mean, I hope to have a
Or you'll
long
just, like,
poker career ahead of me.
Box your way in a tournament randomly. And
I mean, that'd be great too. Yeah.
that'd be the easiest.
But yeah, I mean, I hope I have like decades of poker left to play,
Yeah.
but I will probably be spending more time and money playing MTTs going forward at some point. And I'm also like trying to move up in cash games and play like before I wasn't really playing 5-10 even that regularly, you know, but now that's what I enjoy playing the most, and I've been like dabbling in some bigger games,
Yeah.
and I'd like to continue that trend.
Yeah. Should people buy Bitcoin?
Skip. I don't want to be in charge of anyone's you know, financial decisions
Well,
when
that
they're,
should be the answer.
I mean, you might even get in trouble for having this on your channel. But my opinion is that Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. You know, it might dip at some point, but there's people like giant corporations, obviously, that are betting big on Bitcoin, and they are a lot more knowledgeable in that area than I am.
So if they do buy it, just buy responsibly.
Yes.
Okay. Three things a non-poker player should do when visiting Vegas.
A non-poker player should do. Wow, when visiting Vegas, I mean, probably go to a Golden Knights game. It's a show and a sporting event at the same time.
Love it. I agree.
Go to Herbs and Rye. It's one of my favorite steakhouses.
Herbs and rye.
Yeah.
Love it.
And for a third one, maybe check out I think it's called the Lake Show at the Wynn. It's another free show get to sit outside on this little outdoor area and see a free show. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Oh, and now there's like a lot of breweries popping up. So in the Arts District, like Able Baker's my favorite brewery to go to. I think that's like by far the best. But there's a couple other pretty good ones that are popping up there too.
Able Baker is definitely like the most like proper brewery that we have. That isn't. I mean, there are some that are more on the outskirts or whatever of the city, but as far as like Central Vegas, I think that's the go-to.
Yeah, and they have just like a ton of different beers, and they're all like top quality. So I'm impressed when I go there.
Okay, that's all I have.
All right.
All right.